Hey and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about French girl jewelry, and I'm going to be showing you my dainty and minimalist jewelry collection, which is also my sustainable and ethical jewelry collection. I'm going to be showing you basically the jewelry styling 101, so how to stack your rings, how to layer necklaces, what necklines you can wear certain necklaces with. And today's video is actually sponsored by my favorite jewelry company in the whole wide world, which is Ana Luisa. They are an ethical and sustainable jewelry company based in Brooklyn, New York, here in the United States. And what I really love about them is that they are 100% ethical and sustainable. They use noble metals, which are silver and gold, and they use primarily a lot of these metals that are recycled. Plus their diamonds are conflict free, and I really appreciate how much variety they have on their website, and honestly how classic yet trendy their pieces are. Plus, if you're like me and you like shopping affordably and sustainably, you'll love Ana Luisa because all of their pieces start at $39 and they go up. So they have some entry-level pieces, and then they even have some really fine jewelry pieces which are so beautiful. If you're watching today, you can use my code BriannaLamberson10 to get 10% off your entire order, and so you can click the link in the description box, and you can also check out all the links to the pieces that I mentioned. If possible, I will try to link every single thing, but let's go ahead and get into today's video. So the first thing that you need to think about is the quality of the jewelry that you're buying. So definitely Ana Luisa plays a huge role in this. These things are made with high quality materials, so you want to stick to things that are like 100% sterling silver or 100% gold, or things that are silver with gold plating. That's kind of the direction that you want to go in. Even if you're not buying from Ana Luisa, let's say you're shopping secondhand for jewelry on Instagram or at the thrift store, then be sure to look out for the stamps, you know, like 925 and 14 karat gold and so on and so forth. I think the next really important thing to consider about adding jewelry to your collection and styling jewelry is what feels the most sentimental to you. I think that rather than being trendy, French women tend to have some elements in their wardrobe and even their jewelry collection that are very sentimental. So you guys will often see me wearing my mom's necklaces, which she got in the 70s, or my mom's rings. These are things that just, for me, they're classic. They're never gonna go out of style, and there's nothing more classic than a simple gold chain and something that was passed down to you. And if you don't have anything that has been passed down to you, try to think about these pieces that you're buying for yourself as the beginning of something sentimental. Like maybe you can gift yourself something for your birthday or for a big project that you got done, and every time you wear that, you'll think back to yourself, wow, I did this, or, you know, this is the day that I celebrated my 30th birthday or my 50th birthday, and that can be the start of a sentimental heirloom piece. You might have wondered how many rings a woman should wear or can wear, and I think that really depends on you, and it depends on the occasion. It also depends on the style of ring. So obviously I've got my wedding bands on here, but I also have this really beautiful Ana Luisa ring, which is kind of like a diamond encrusted crisscross ring, and I think it's really elegant and chic, but you can also stack it up. This is also an Ana Luisa ring, and you can have like 2 on one hand, 1 on the other, 3 on one hand, 2 on the other. If you're feeling like you need to just have a more powerful look, you could definitely add more rings to your fingers. I know sometimes they can start to look a little bit much, so maybe, you know, take the words and the advice of Coco Chanel and just take one thing off before you leave the house. My next tip is about how to layer necklaces. Again, I think this is a personal preference. This always comes down to what feels best to you, and maybe you've wondered how to wear layered necklaces without them getting tangled. And first things first, you need to know is that it's really rare for your necklaces to actually get tangled, and I think there are some devices that you can purchase online that will prevent your necklaces from getting tangled. But like you can see here, I'm wearing all of these Ana Luisa chains, and one is really dainty and super thin chain, and then the other 2 are more thick chains, and I promise you they don't get tangled. If you can start to feel them getting tangled, you can just check throughout the day and see like, okay, maybe I need to undo it and it's not that big of a deal. But the really big thing to keep in mind is like where you store your jewelry once you're done wearing it. That's my biggest fear of it getting tangled. So make sure you hang it up on like a jewelry tree, or maybe even on like a bathroom, rack. Just make sure you close the clasp and hang it up so it doesn't get tangled. And when it comes to stacking and layering necklaces, I really think that 2 is always classic. You can wear similar weight chains, you can wear similar length chains, but you really want to make sure that there is some difference between each necklace itself. But I always kind of go back to your style needs to be accurate to who you are. Like, style is so individual. For me, I like things to look a little bit punk rock, like just a little bit not polished, if you know what I mean. So I like this kind of balanced, imbalanced look, and maybe wearing something that's slightly more casual with a dress or an outfit that's really done up. Also, you want to focus on the neckline. So when you have a V-neck, you can wear more layers, and you can kind of go with that rule that you have a choker style necklace, and then you can just layer down piece by piece and even go into a really long pendant. But let's say you're wearing a mock neck sweater or a high neck blouse. You definitely want to avoid just that choker length necklace and stick to pendant length. And I would suggest maybe just doing one long chain with a pendant on it, and you'll be so amazed at how beautiful that ends up looking. With a high neck or a mock neck blouse or sweater, that's where you can really play with your earrings and your rings. Another really great example of when to layer your necklaces or go all out with your jewelry is to wear a blazer as a blouse, especially as we move into fall. I think that's such a fun look. Like, if you can wear a double-breasted blazer and just layer up your necklaces, you're gonna look so chic. I think it's one of the easiest ways to look put together. All you're doing is putting on a pair of jeans, a blazer as a blouse, and then using the jewelry that makes that look really elevated. You can also have a huge impact in your outfit if your outfit's casual and your jewelry is a little more done up. So let's say you're wearing a t-shirt, that's where you can really play and have fun. I think all bets are off when you're wearing a t-shirt. You can just break all the rules and wear whatever amount of necklaces you want to. You could wear pearl necklaces mixed with beaded necklaces, mixed with gold jewelry, mixed with silver jewelry, which leads me to my next point. As with any capsule wardrobe, I think capsule jewelry collections are also highly individual, and there's no right or wrong number of pieces that you need to have. But if you're looking for jewelry essentials, I would definitely say you need a dainty pair of earrings, a hoop pair of earrings, you need a dainty necklace, a statement necklace. If you like bracelets, then I would highly recommend sort of like a bangle bracelet and a dainty bracelet. And then with necklaces, again, you want that one pendant long necklace. Think about your watches, think about your rings. You want a statement ring, you want a silver ring, you want a ring with a gemstone, or just maybe a signet ring. There are so many different ways that you could take this, but really my biggest piece of advice is to mix and match your jewelry. Sometimes it can get a little too same, and I know for me that's definitely a risk that I'm running right now, but I also think that the more classic I make my jewelry collection, the less I have to worry about trends kind of coming in and tripping me up. But I do find that some of these more trendy looks are really neat and something I'm interested in exploring, and I do think that French girls can pull off that high-low, casual chic combination super well. Mixing gold and silver is definitely a go. Don't worry about it. I think it's a really cool look. I think it works in any scenario, whether you're doing it in your earrings or your bracelets or, your belts and your bag. It doesn't really matter. I think it's somewhat irrelevant nowadays. I think people are pretty much just accepting that we all have gold and silver in our wardrobes. So do you. Make it happen. Even rose gold. Throw that in there too. I really believe that jewelry is one of those things that when styled correctly and just worn out of pleasure, you'll really be able to feel a little bit more chic in your everyday life. I get a lot of wear out of my jewelry. I rotate things often, and I also have those pieces that I just wear on repeat like any other kind of clothing item that I have, and that shows me what items I really like going for. I used to never wear jewelry, but it wasn't until my mom handed down to me her necklaces and my grandmother handed down to me her diamond ring that I was like, wow, I I actually really do appreciate what this does for me in my style on the whole. I feel a lot more confident and a lot more feminine and chic and put together when I'm just wearing a beautiful necklace or a beautiful pair of earrings. And if you're looking for affordable and sustainable jewelry, then obviously Ana Luisa is a great place to start. I also love shopping secondhand, but I personally like doing a mixture of both because Ana Luisa has things that are a lot more trendy and of the moment while still being classic, whereas when you go to the thrift store, it's kind of hit or miss, but you can still find some really neat treasures. I hope you found that really helpful. If you like more jewelry styling videos or French girl jewelry videos, then definitely leave me a comment. I would love to know what you guys do with your jewelry because you all are so super smart and have some of the best ideas I've ever heard. You just help me to get outside of my comfort zone and think outside the box. So let me hear what some of your best jewelry styling tips are in the comments section below, and that way we can all learn from each other. And again, don't forget that you can use my code BriannaLamberson10 and you can get 10% off your entire order. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification because this month is going to be a really fun month full of style challenges, giveaways, and lots of more style content. So hit the bell and I will see you guys again next week. Take really good care of yourself, okay? Bye!